In the vibrant forest of Verdant Woods, the morning sun sprinkled its golden light across the treetops, making them glisten as if coated in magic. The air was filled with the sweet melody of birds singing and the gentle rustle of leaves swaying in the breeze. It was a peaceful place where every creature knew its role, and harmony was as natural as the rising sun. Perched on a sturdy branch was Chipper, a small magpie with a heart as big as the forest itself. Her feathers shimmered like polished silver whenever she moved, for Chipper loved collecting shiny treasures. Pebbles, buttons, and even tiny pieces of glass adorned her cozy nest, each one carefully chosen and cherished. But that particular morning, her keen eyes noticed something new and rather puzzling. Scattered across the forest floor were unusual bits and pieces, brightly coloured wrappers, crumpled papers, and strange plastic shapes that glistened differently from the treasures Chipper usually gathered. "Oh dear," Chipper muttered, scratching her tiny head with a wing. "These don't look like treasures at all." Concerned, she fluttered down to the forest path to get a better look. She hopped around, weaving between the debris, trying to make sense of it all. What were these odd things doing in their beautiful forest? For the first time, her heart felt a tug that wasn't from the sparkle of shiny objects, but from a deeper, unexplainable feeling. Curiosity piqued and resolve quietly blooming within her, Chipper decided she must do something about this strange clutter. "I can't just leave this here," she chirped decisively. "It might look bad, but maybe, just maybe, I can make sense of it." With newfound determination, Chipper began to collect the trash, piece by piece. Her wings flapped with urgency, a contrast to her usual leisurely movements. She tucked each bit into a corner of her nest, carefully separating them from her beloved treasures. As the day wore on, Chipper realized the enormity of the task. "I can't do this alone," she sighed softly. Just then, she thought of all her friends in the forest, and an idea began to form. It was a spark, as bright as the shiny things she adored. With a clear plan in mind, Chipper set off, determined to ask for help. Her little heart pounded with excitement and a touch of nervousness as she flitted from tree to tree, calling to her fellow forest dwellers. "Friends, I have something important to share," she chirped as loudly as her small voice allowed. First, she sought out the wise old owl who lived high in the tallest tree. His feathers were as grey as moonlit shadows, and his eyes held the wisdom of countless seasons. "Oh, wise owl," Chipper called respectfully, "our forest is in trouble. Could you help me spread the word? We need to clean up the trash together." The owl blinked slowly, a thoughtful expression on his face. "I've seen the strange objects too, Chipper," he hooted in his deep, soothing tone. "I will help you. Let us gather the others." Chipper felt her wings tremble with hope as she thanked him and continued on her mission. Next, she met a group of playful squirrels busy gathering acorns. "Hello, squirrels," she chirped, her voice bright with enthusiasm. "Our home is being covered in things that don't belong. Will you help us make it beautiful again?" The squirrels paused, their eyes full of curiosity. After a moment of chattering among themselves, they nodded eagerly. "Sure, Chipper. We'll tell everyone we see." As Chipper continued her journey, her heart swelled with each promise of assistance. Not everyone agreed at once. The shy rabbits and sleepy bears needed a bit of extra persuasion. But Chipper's earnestness was infectious, and soon a small army of willing helpers was ready to join her quest. With each step, more hearts were moved by Chipper's passion. And, little by little, they began to see the same truth Chipper had discovered. Taking care of their home was important, not just for today, but for every tomorrow to come. The sun began to dip toward the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, as the residents of Verdant Woods gathered under the towering oak tree, where Chipper stood ready to address them. Her heart brimmed with gratitude and excitement, knowing she was not alone in this quest. "Thank you all for coming," Chipper began, her voice clear and full of warmth. "Our forest is a special place, and we all love it dearly. But have you seen the colourful bits that don't belong here?" The wise old owl perched on a high branch nodded. "We must take action before it gets worse," he agreed, his voice resonating with authority. The energetic squirrels chattered in agreement, their bushy tails flicking with enthusiasm. "Let's get to it," they squeaked, bouncing on their tiny paws. "What should we do, Chipper?" a timid rabbit asked from the back, her large eyes filled with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. Chipper took a deep breath, feeling the weight of their expectations, yet also their eager support. "I have a plan," she announced, her voice gaining strength with each word. "We'll gather the trash together and sort it. The beavers have offered to build bins where we can place each piece." A murmur of approval rippled through the crowd, and Chipper's heart soared. Even the sleepy bears, roused from their slumber, nodded in agreement, their heavy eyes understanding the importance of her words. "Let's make tomorrow a special clean-up day," Chipper suggested, her eyes sparkling with hope. "Together we can make our forest shine again." The meeting ended with chatter and the rustling of leaves as the animals discussed their roles. They began to understand that this was not just a chore but a chance to come together for a shared purpose. With a united spirit and Chipper's leadership, the creatures of Verdant Woods dispersed, each feeling a part of something important and exciting. As dawn broke over Verdant Woods the next day, the forest buzzed with a sense of purpose. Chipper, with a heart full of hope, led the way, her wings fluttering like the pages of an important book. The forest residents gathered at various starting points, ready to fulfill their roles in the grand plan. The industrious beavers, with their strong, careful teeth, had already constructed sturdy bins along the paths, each marked with bright colours to guide the sorting: blue for plastics, green for paper, and yellow for metal. Their impressive work brought smiles to everyone's faces and a cheer for the beavers' skill and speed. Monkeys with nimble fingers and joyful chatter swung gracefully from branch to branch, collecting bits of trash that had lodged high in the trees. They tossed each piece down with playful precision, where it was caught by the energetic squirrels and taken to the appropriate bin. On the ground, line after line of determined ants marched in rows, carrying tiny scraps of litter away from the underbrush. They moved like a whispering river, diligent and synchronized in their task. "Oh, thank you, everyone," Chipper sang, her voice light and jubilant as she flitted from group to group, offering encouragement. Each animal, regardless of size or strength, was indispensable. The shy rabbits, once hesitant, worked diligently beside the sleepy bears, both creatures discovering new confidence and pride. As the sun climbed higher, casting warm rays through the tall trees, the pile of trash gradually disappeared, sorted and stored neatly in the bins. Chipper's heart felt lighter with every piece that was cleared, and she marvelled at the beauty once again visible beneath. By the time the sun dipped low in the sky, the forest floor sparkled like a newly polished gem. Verdant Woods was restored, its natural charm radiant and welcoming. The animals gathered once more beneath the towering oak, their faces filled with joy and a sense of accomplishment. "We did it!" cheered the squirrels, bouncing up and down with boundless energy. "We did," Chipper echoed, her eyes gleaming with gratitude. "Thank you all for your help. This is our home, and we've made it beautiful again." The wise old owl hooted softly. "Perhaps we should make this a tradition," he suggested thoughtfully. "A regular day to ensure our home stays as splendid as it is today." Cheers rose from the crowd, echoing through the forest as if the trees themselves were joining in. Each animal understood in their heart that taking care of their environment was not a burden but a noble duty. A shared responsibility that brought them all together, ensuring Verdant Woods would remain a paradise for generations to come.
If you enjoyed this story, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content.